10 fastest classic Mopars ever made. Welcome to the video, everybody. In today's video, we are going to have a look at the 10 fastest classic Mopars of all time. Let's begin. Number 10. 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. At number 10 is the 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda with a 426 Hemi V8 engine. Although this car is not the fastest on the list, nobody dared to challenge this beast. This engine produced 490 pound-feet of torque and came with a 4-speed manual transmission. It took the Hemi Cuda 4.7 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour, with 117 miles per hour as its top speed. The third generation of this beauty was restyled on a Dodge Challenger body, but it did not share any sheet metal with its cousin. However, no car came close to the 71 Cuda when it came to utilizing the impressive torque and horsepower of the Hemi V8 engine. Ready for the next Mopar on our list? 1969 Plymouth Barracuda. At number 9, we have the 1969 Plymouth Barracuda. Pretty sure 118 miles per hour would be enough to win any quarter-mile racetrack back in the day. This was the top speed that the 1969 Barracuda offered. Quite funny that Plymouth capped Barracudas in this range. It had a 440 Super Commando V8 engine that produced 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. The 4-speed manual transmission system with the 440 Super Commando engine was used because the 426 Hemi hadn't yet entered the market. An interesting fact about this particular model is that 1969 was the last year when the Barracuda resembled the Plymouth Valiant, its source of birth. But that same year marked the beginning of the high-performance Cuda package. Number 8. 1964 Plymouth Sport Fury. The next car on our list is the 1964 Plymouth Sport Fury. Usually, the 1964 Pontiac GTO is credited for starting the craze of muscle cars in America. But the truth is that the 1964 Plymouth Sport Fury was more powerful and ate such cars for lunch. I mean, look at its name. Fury. The 64 Sport Fury came with a 426 Max Wedge engine and only took 13.5 seconds to cover the quarter-mile distance. The Max Wedge engine gave 425 horsepower and produced 480 pound-feet of torque. There was a 4-speed manual transmission system that could take the 64 Sport Fury to a top speed of 126 miles per hour. Several muscle cars were already available in the American market when the 64 Sport Fury came onto the scene, but it got more credit for starting the classic era than any of the other lesser-known muscle cars. Number 7. 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. Number 7 on our list is the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. It was manufactured 6 years after the introduction of the widely popular Mustang by Ford. It was one of the fastest cars ever built. While making the Challenger, the intention was to add a luxury vehicle to the market. But all the trims, configurations, and options made this beauty a ride to remember for anyone who sat in it. The Challenger came with a 426 Hemi V8 engine that produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. The 4-speed manual transmission system, with the right person behind the wheel, could take it from 0 to 60 in just 4.7 seconds, with a top speed of 134 miles per hour. For those who like getting additional interesting information about automobiles, the Challenger name was first used on the 1959 Corvette with the Silver Challenger trim package. Number 6. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner. The next car on today's list, the 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, was supposed to be a bare-bones ride. It was designed for people who loved having speed rather than comfort. And that's probably why there wasn't even any carpet in the early models of the Roadrunner, and there was a bench front seat. But let's be honest, carpets have never made anyone win or lose a race anyway. The 1969 Roadrunner came with a 426 Hemi V8 engine, capable of producing 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. Like all other muscle cars at the time, it also had a 4-speed manual transmission system and could click a top speed of 137 miles per hour. One of the big catches about the 69 Roadrunner was that it cost less than even $3,000, a price tag that was less as compared to other fancy rides of the time. And for its true lovers, the cool meep meep horn was also something to enjoy while driving it. So what do you think of our rankings so far? Comment your favorite and let us know if we missed yours. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more automotive content like this. Let's head back to the list and finish the top 5. Number 5. 1971 Dodge Charger Super Bee. Number 5 on the list, the 1971 Dodge Charger Super Bee is one of the rarest classic Mopars to have ever been built. This is because it had a 426 Hemi V8 engine, and only 22 1971 Dodge Supercharger Super Bees were equipped with that. Since it came with the engine option, anyone buying this beauty could have ordered it with a Hemi engine. but only 22 people did. It was the 1971 model when the third-generation Charger platform was used for the Super Bee instead of the Cornet. This new B body made more sense than the rebooted XL platform and the Mexican A-body Super Bees. Having an engine output of 425 horsepower, the 1971 Dodge Charger Super Bee clocked a top speed of 142 miles per hour. Number 4. 1969 Dodge Dart GTS. The next Mopar on the list is the 1969 Dodge Dart GTS. In 1969, 80 Darts were shipped to Hearst Performance by Dodge for speed upgrades. The result of this experiment was the 69 Hemi Dart, but these cars were for track use only. So Dodge decided to build a factory drag car themselves, and this was when the Dart GTS 440 came into being. It had a 440 Ci Hemi V8 engine capable of giving 375 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. The 69 Dodge Dart GTS could go from 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds, and its top speed was rated at 146 miles per hour. Chargers and Cornets were large and mid-sized cars, whereas the Dart was compact in comparison. So, fitting that 440 Ci Hemi V8 engine in the car came with some sacrifices, like it was fast in straight lines, but not so much built for turning and stopping. Number 3. 1966 Plymouth Belvedere Satellite. We have entered the top 3 territory, and the third on the list is the 1966 Plymouth Belvedere Satellite. The Belvedere Satellite can be called the shared ancestor of Mopar because the Roadrunner evolved from the Belvedere, and the GTX was descended from the Satellite. This beast had immense power, thanks to its 426 Ci Hemi V8 engine that produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. Like all the other cars on the list so far, the 66 Belvedere Satellite also had a 4-speed manual transmission and clocked a top speed of 148 miles per hour. It came with a cryptic HB2 fender emblem. No one knew exactly what it meant, so many interpretations followed. According to some people, it meant Hemi-powered Plymouth, while others say that the 2 in the emblem represented the 2 4-barrel carbs. And before we could get other interpretations, it was replaced with 426, meaning at that point was pretty clear. Number 2. 1967 Dodge Cornet RT. The 1967 Dodge Cornet RT is number 2 on this elite list. Dodge Cornet was considered the Mopar royalty when it started in 1959 as a luxurious full-size vehicle. However, it couldn't hold on to its repute and became a lower-trim mid-size car. However, in the 5th generation, the Cornet adopted a new style and became the strongest muscle car by Dodge. Equipped with a 426 Ci Hemi V8 engine and a 4-speed manual transmission, this beast clocked a top speed of 150 miles per hour. The engine could produce 425 horsepower, which helped it cover a quarter mile in 13.5 seconds. The 67 Dodge Cornet RT ruled the muscle car world because it was the year Chrysler decided to introduce the Hemi engine in its muscle cars. However, this reign didn't last long because a new king usurped the crown the very next year, which brings us to the fastest Mopar ever made. 1968 Dodge Charger RT. No car comes close to the 1968 second-generation Dodge Charger when it comes to muscle cars. Although its predecessor didn't get any attention, this beast was an icon. The styling, the engine, the build quality, everything was spot on. Powered with a 426 Ci Hemi V8 engine, this car could go as fast as 156 miles per hour, making it the fastest in the category. It became an instant hit among the racing enthusiasts as soon as it was released. This is why Dodge ended up selling almost 100,000 of the 68 Dodge Charger RT as opposed to its initial target of 35,000. This car was the best of the best, which made it a true legend of the era. Which of these Mopars would be your pick to have in a garage? Let me know in the comment section. Also, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel.